So I've got something to show you guys in this video. Those of you who are older students will definitely know what this is, and actually they're making a comeback, so you younger students will know this too. Remember these CDs? Ooh. Now, vinyl, definitely the way to go to listen to music if you want the old classic sounds, right? So this particular vinyl, it's a John Cougar American Fool. He actually later went by the name of John Mellencamp, famous for songs like Jack and Diane, Hurt So Good, and songs like that. So we need a jacket for this guy. Now, nowadays, vinyl jackets, probably not a big deal. In fact, CDs, not so much, but I still have a CD player in my truck. And I'll have this problem where I'll have my CD and I'll be listening to, say, the Beatles. And after I get done listening to the Beatles, I'll take them out and I want to listen to Van Halen. So I'll put my Beatles CD in my Van Halen case. And then I'll listen to Van Halen for a while. I get tired of Van Halen. Then I put my Van Halen in my Rush case and put Rush in. Listen to Rush for a while. You get the idea, right? After a while, you're going to have a big mess of CDs. So that's kind of like what's happening here. It's like, well, what jacket is this CD going to go into? Is it going to be my F of X, Beach Boys, Endless Summer? No. Their music's too antiquated for them, although John Cougar definitely a bit of an older character these days. So is it going to be my G of X, the Chipmunks? No, they're too busy getting drunk on eggnog on Christmas Eve, so not them. So, but I am going to label that as my G of X. And then is it going to be my, here's an oldie but a goodie, my H of X, Tony, Orlando, and Don. Most people don't know who these guys were anymore. Famous for the song Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree, and to be honest, I don't know what else they were famous for back in the day. Although they are Don, he's Tony Orlando. I'm not sure how that all worked, but whatever. So I'll put him up there. Still haven't found the right one. So then, let me grab some that my sisters were totally in love with this guy back in the 70s. Sean Cassidy, my J of X. Still not the right F of that, still not the right function for this X value to go into. So I'll put this guy up here. Well, which one is it going to be? Well, long story short, there it is, my K of X. John Cougar American Fool. Found the right jacket. Just like over time, as you're listening to CDs in your vehicle or whatever, you've got to find the right jacket to put these in. And that's kind of where functions come into play here, you know. If you have all these different functions, and this is what function notation is, right? F of X, G of X, H of X, J of X, K of X. That's what's called function notation, and that's where it's kind of useful. It gets useful if you have a lot of functions in play, and you got to figure out which function you're going to use depending on your situation. That's where the real-world relevance can be used. And I just lost my marker. All right. So, for example, say we're going to we want to find the J of 2. I was going to say 3. I don't want to go too big because you'll see why in a second. So J of X. It's not this guy, it's not this guy, it's not this guy. Oh, here it is. J of 2, which means my J of 2 is going to be 2 raised to the 4th power plus 1. All right? Well, 2 to the 4th. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So my J of 2 is going to be 16 plus 1, or my J of 2 is going to equal 17. And that, by the way, is the right answer. I do get students that make this mistake. They try, don't do this. Red's bad. Don't do this. They go from here, J of 2 equals 17, and then they try to divide by 2. They say, oh, my J is equal to 17 halves. No, it's not. Okay. You're not solving for J. You're solving for J of 2. All right, and that's the big difference of function notation. So make sure you're able to make that distinction between what's happening here and what's happening here. That's probably the hardest part of working with function notation is that last step I've got in red. Don't make that mistake and you'll be fine.